Welcome to the 5 keys to self-awareness, where you can learn to transform negative patterns in the way you see yourself and create enriching relationships. And this is what happens when the strongest contact of the sun, which is all about identity, is from Saturn. So imagine you're with somebody who has a sun-Saturn aspect. How are they? They tend to be kind of reserved, shy a little bit, a little clumsy, really controlled. They're not very spontaneous, kind of disciplined, and often sort of get into depressive moods. They need time to consider things or what to do and that. So there's a sense of them lacking spontaneity, you could say. And often they'll be quite dominating, trying to impose their own structure, and flexible structure, on your life. And they're very, very sensitive to criticism. They might not show it, but that's the thing that maybe hurts them most, is not being appreciated, not being seen, respected. So why do they act like that? Well, they didn't get recognition when they were a child. Often the father was like demanding in some way, they always wanted a better performance. And also the father may have been a bit of a disciplinarian also. So, the person learned to be kind of subdue themselves in one way or another. So there's this sense that however well they perform, they're still not going to get the recognition that they want. So a lot of discipline, but not much reward. And so when you're in this situation with them, you're probably going to feel controlled yourself, restricted yourself, dominated a little bit, or life gets kind of narrow because of rules and rhythms. And also, if the partner goes through some heavy moods, it's going to, also make you feel a little depressed. And you're also going to sense, however much you kind of give them love, praise, respect, it never quite hits the mark. They kind of pretend that they don't need it, they do. But anyway, Sun-Saturn in a partner's horoscope gives a stable, committed relationship with a focus on status and ambition. So this person often will take a role of a parental figure in a relationship. So imagine you have the Sun-Saturn aspect. How do you act? Well, you probably know this sense of pressure on you. You feel you don't want to feel inferior, and you want to prove yourself, and you want to get recognition. So you can go two ways. You can really work hard to get that recognition, or you can play it safe and always take something that's not going to expose you in one way or another. You have to develop a greater belief in yourself, really. And the reason for this is, as mentioned before, probably some kind of dominating authority figures, in your childhood. It can also be older brother, probably the father. And there's a sense that, or you at least interpreted your father's desire for you to live up to some standards. You interpret it as a kind of like strictness. He may just have been wanting you to think it was going to help you not to give too much praise and all that. But anyway, it evoked in you a feeling of not being good enough. And what you need to do, you need to take time to realize your accomplishments, which are probably many. Don't be afraid to accept praise when you get it. You've got to stop and say, oh, thanks. Remember that the people who've chosen to be with you, they actually want you to be happy. So be happy, learn self-affirmation techniques. It's all about self-love, so you need to give that child in you the love. And when you're conscious of this kind of behavior, you can, over time, develop an appreciation of what you've achieved in life. You can be more forgiving of your mistakes,